Yes. Okay. So coming to over 72% rise in UAPA cases. Now, tell me what is the significance of UAPA Act from internal security perspective? How many of you know?
Like why it was
Okay, why it was enabled? What are the provisions? How many of you know? Yes, Chakri?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Anyone who attended internal security classes?
As per EAPA Original Act, the organizations can be designated as terrorist organizations and they can be banned. And for the recent amendment of 2019, even individuals can also be designated as terrorists. And along with this, NIA Amendment Act was passed. And according to that, now in the previous act, only ranks of DSP level ranks officers are used to handle the cases. But according to the recent amendments, even inspector rank officers also can deal with the cases.
Okay.
And without bail, they can up to 40 hours they can interrogate their terrorists. I mean, without order. They can,
How many days?
40 hours.
48 hours. Within 48 hours. Okay. Anything else? So from polity point of view,
Like along with the UAPA and NIA Act, now NIA has precedence over the state police.
NIA has precedence over the state police and prior permission of the state police is not required. Extraterritorial jurisdiction has been given to National Investigation Agency Act, and the first Gurudwara bomb blast in Pakistan is the first case where NIA has taken extrajudicial territorial jurisdiction. That means Indian laws will apply abroad if Indian people or Indian assets are damaged in relation to terror cases. Now, coming to constitution or polity point of view, fundamental rights are paramount. Yes, but these are called as National Security Acts or Sovereignty Protection Acts. So, these are created with a pure purpose to protect India from threats. In 1962, there was a huge demand by Tamil Nadu to create a separate country. In 1962, Tamil Nadu was demanding for secession, right? And the same time, all of you know there is this Chinese war, 1962 Chinese war. So, government of India doesn't have a single act to control the internal threats to sovereignty, yes, and unity of the nation. So, that is why such acts were created. UAPA, Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. Now, any person can be detained and he won't be given bail for 180 days. That is the most important provision. He cannot even apply for bail for 180 days. You understand the provision, right? See, fundamental right normally says you have to be produced before the magistrate, you have to get the bail, you need to know, there are implications. But Unlawful Activities Act says up to 180 days, the discussion of bail doesn't even occur. Only after 180 days, you can even discuss about bail. And most of the times, judiciary doesn't even give bail when there is a UAPA Act, because the executive will say if this person is released, he might destroy the evidence or he might reactivate the networks, right? So, fundamental right wise, there are some problems with the Act, but national security wise, we need such kind of acts. And Supreme Court has time and again upheld many acts, right? TADA, PODA, all these acts has been repealed. So that is why UAPA Act has been amended multiple times in 2004, 2019. NIA Act has also been amended. Yes, NIA derives its power from Unlawful Activities Prevention Act also. Clear? No? NIA has its own act. Good.
Recently there were changes in
Hmm.
in Varavarna case. They were pointed out like when they were in prejudice condition and fundamental rights do appear to them. they can avail them.
But again, it's more of a exception rather than a norm, right? Like again, Varvar Rao case, see, that is the problem. Whether you are applying UAPA cases in the right way or not is also a problem. You cannot slap sedition and UAPA on every person you see. That is why conviction rates are low, right? Conviction, you have arresting is one thing, proving it in the court is one more thing. And if you see the states, right, the problem is investigated by state police, and state's police will start slapping the cases. Manipur, Tamil Nadu. So you typically expect Jammu and Kashmir, right? So but northeastern states and again Himalayan states have the problem. Clear? Okay. Now executive will always have that discretion. They will first control the incident, then if then he or she is innocent, then probably they will ease out the investigation. But if you are suspected terrorist or someone, I cannot take that chance, right? I cannot go for full liberty. If you are a suspected terrorist, how do I know that you are a suspected terrorist? You have provided a car. You might claim innocent, but you are in your mind you know very clearly why you provided a car. Yes, that simple act of providing car is what happened in Pulwama. Yes, that is a problem. So it will be filled with IEDs and attack will happen. So one more thing you have to remember is designation of individual terrorists. That is also important thing. So Home Minister Mr. Amit Shah mentioned in the Parliament that organizations don't run on themselves, right? It is individuals who are the part of the organizations that create the problem. That is why instead of labeling entire organizations, individuals can also be designated as terrorists. So the first the lottery went to Hafiz Saeed and Dawood Ibrahim. So all those three people were labeled as terrorists. Later few other people were also labeled as terrorists, especially the Khalistani groups, right? Okay, so government has its own logic for establishing or expanding the definition of terrorists to individuals. Now the problem is there is no clear-cut criteria that who can be labeled as terrorists. The due process is missing more or less. I will label you as a terrorist, then you all have is 45 days to prove that you are not a terrorist, right? Somewhere it creates a problem. Okay, I am sure all the governments will behave very responsibly in labeling someone as terrorist, because it's like taking away all your fundamental rights more or less, because the moment you are labeled as terrorist, you will lose any kind of moral authority. And even for the capital punishment also, we have this exception, right? Law Commission says terror related acts, capital punishment, okay. Clear? So that is the significance of this particular article. The next best thing to do is reform criminal justice system, sensitize the police officers, increase their capabilities, give them new ammunition, tools, ways to identify the terror networks. Yes, a lot of things can be done at the police end also. Clear? Mostly means perspective. Questions for prelims might come from National Investigation Agency Amendment Act and Criminal Law, UAPA Amendment Act 2019. Though old current affairs, but it is in the news. It won't harm for you to just have a look at the updated current affairs. SC questions delay in setting up of environment regulator. So here we are not discussing about one more regulator. We are discussing about a regulator which independently oversights the green clearances. Okay, so everybody is giving green clearances. So are those clearances given in the good faith? Was the due process followed, or was it given at the whims and fancies of the executive? That should be overlooked. And Supreme Court has mentioned to create a oversight body way back in 2011. So is it adding one more layer of regulator, or is it having an oversight?
It will again be an executive.
It will again give more power to the executive, but it can be an autonomous body. It can be an autonomous body, right?
Like,
Filled with environment
it's
experts.
Like Tushar Mehta was saying, SCA was intervening and stopping the projects. It was causing a huge loss without assessing the.
So I will cite Uttarakhand example, right? You said like we were not interfering, you were giving in good faith. So what happened in Uttarakhand?
So both sides of the coin, like autonomous body creation is
Hmm.
a way forward, which should be done
Okay.
in all sense.
So what is the clearance rate of National Wildlife Board? 99%. The clearance rate for National Wildlife Board is 99%. Who heads the National Wildlife Board is a prelims question. National Board of Wildlife. Sorry? Prime Minister. He is the ex officio chairman of National Wildlife Board. Okay. So it functions under the which act? Wildlife Protection Act 1972. Yes, sure. Yes, National Board of Wildlife functions under Wildlife Act 1972. So it is true though, 1972 only. But the clearance rate for this board is very, very high. It is headed by Prime Minister. Okay. The problem is regulators. What is the purpose of regulators? What is the purpose of environmental impact assessment? All these things are not to slow down the growth of the economy. All these things are not to hamper the progress of the nation. They are to protect the nation. You can bring in green economy or GDP, right? You have developed Uttarakhand, the GDP like per capita income is 3 lakh crores or 3 lakh rupees per month. But every other day you have a natural disaster, landslide, flash flood. What is the purpose of having such kind of thing? And the planet is not created for human beings, right? Yes or no? We are just one of the stakeholders. All the wildlife, plant life, all these things also have equal share on the planet. So for our development, if we are destroying the forest, who are talking for them? Right? So all these things have to be considered, and we have to see whether that regulator is actually going to add one more burden or solve the problems. Normally speaking, from executive point of view, all these regulators are hurdles. They are like speed breakers. They are slowing down the growth. Okay. But as all of you know, the cost of environmental damage or disasters are 10 times more than what we are gaining. Yes or no? 6,000 people perished overnight in that Chardham Yatra floods. Okay, and thousands of crores of property has been destroyed. The same is in Uttarakhand. Yes, that is also taxpayers' money. Now it's like double whammy, right? You are losing a lot of money, human life, and natural resource. All three are gone, and it's not like something you can create overnight. Amazon forest cannot be created overnight, right? All the bamboo trees in the world cannot make one beautiful Amazon forest, because it is something that happened through natural selection. Sir, I will destroy huge amount of forest and plant trees. It's not going to work. At the same time, we should not be blind to the nation's growth requirements. There should be a very healthy balance. Clear?
Sir, if this regulator is again another toothless tiger, what's the...
At least, see, there are two ways to see. One is National Green Tribunal, something in those lines. There are some good things that have been done. At least there is some kind of data available to the public. I am not saying, this will solve any problems, but at least this will give me the ammunition to criticize the government.
Instead, NGT can be strengthened, right? Instead of adding another regulator.
No, NGT has a whole different mandate, right? This is to observe whether the clearances were given in the good faith or not. NGT is more about, whether that act has been implemented in the true sense or not, right? So this is just to make sure that these people don't give free passes to every application that comes. Again, they might give, right? Who is going to stop them? So this is about social justice. Remember, the pensions are very, very meager or less. Now, this increases the burden on the state. That is also one dimensions to see. Yes, if you don't reap demographic dividend, this is what we are going to see after 2040 a lot. Why?
Aging of
Aged populations will increase. If you have read that 11th class or 12th class geography NCERT, age pyramids, yes or no? Pyramids, old age people are less, the triangle slims in the top, but now it will become not a triangle, it's like something else. Yes, what will happen? More and more people will be dependent on the state. Yes or no? Not everybody can afford a government pension and live in their own independent houses, right? And even if you have such kind of money, now as you know, last time we discussed the loneliness problem. Many people don't have their children with them and they suffer from loneliness, depression and all these problems, right? Yes or no? And just think about it, like the cost of medicines, the non-communicable diseases, all these things will be very high. This pension is, nowhere sufficient. And we cannot blame the state also, right? How many people can we maintain? What is a better alternative?
The government has opened up the national pension scheme voluntarily.
Again, that is what I'm saying, right? We cannot keep on giving money forever or to a number of people. See,
We put the money right now, we'll save, and then when we retire, we get the money back. Like,
again, that is for hardly a few section of the informal sector, right? Not everybody is availing that scheme, and that scheme is not prevalent. And even if you put amount in that particular amount, the cost of living escalated to 2040, 2050 beyond, like, then
additionally,
we will get some security.
some security. I mean, it's like one of those measures to build up, like reaping the dividend.
So how will you solve this problem? It's a local problem, right? You can see senior citizens everywhere throughout the country. Every religion, every caste, creed, section, financial status, everywhere you can see them. So what is the simple solution?
Firstly, we are investing on the health sector firstly. The immediate thing which we can start at least from now, so that by 2040 we'll have a good health infra. And along with that, we are focusing on the increasing of the human capital, so that to reap the demographic dividend. At least 80% of the population, like demographic dividend, should be used. Otherwise, it goes in vain. So they will add up. Like,
Already we are in 2021, right?
yes, exactly. So I think at least in 3 to 4 years we can
Reap the
start to reap the benefits at least from now.
Okay.
Like upskilling is being done on a fast pace.
Okay. Anything else? Any out of the box solutions?
Increasing the quality of life of the current generation so that they will be able to afford after their parents.
Okay. Yes, you were saying?
Health insurance should be strengthened.
Health insurance, health should be made free. At least for senior citizens.
We're not in a position to afford free health.
We are not in a position to offer free health.
Also,
I mean, this is like a token help, right? 500 rupees you are giving for token, like hardly, if you have to take an auto from here to Fever Hospital, he will take 40 rupees.
Sir, free health or giving money into the hands is the same. Like it's not empowering
For-
anybody or it's just a
That is unfortunate reality, right? You cannot, skill or reskill all the present generation. Or just think about it, the percentage of population, 20 crore or 10 crore senior citizens, 10 crore, 20 crore. See, again, the problem with India is we have huge population. By saying 100 crore population, we are 130 crores actually right now. Yes or no? Crores. The moment we start discussing in crores, we lost that count. 1 crore is equal to like, okay, yeah. Yes? 10 crore people, just think about it. 20 crore people. So probably community kitchens. There is a NGO called as SOS, Help India. So what do? They take orphan children and they take widows or senior citizens who are alone, okay, and they help them meet in one common place in the SOS organization itself. Like the senior citizens will have someone to talk to and the children will have someone to guide them. Yes, that's a very beautiful concept that SOS NGO has, right? So this has to be done on mass scale at one level. And the second thing, we have to create community centers where communities will take care of each other, not the system. We can have common community halls. Some may be rich, some may be poor, but after a point of time, you will realize all this is futile. Yes or no? So all you need is someone to talk to, and you are going to pay any amount of money just to talk to people. Yes, the societal inequalities or all these things doesn't matter after 65 or at least 60. Yes or no? All you need is someone. So out of box solutions will help rather than all these things. Yes.
Sir, I don't remember which country this is about. So they have this volunteership program. So when you are young or you are able, you can help these old age people, and some amount of credit will be added in your
I
account,
remember
and
this.
when you are old, you can avail,
Yeah, avail these
those
benefits.
facilities with the same credit.
Even you can get some benefit in the college fees and the tax payments and all those things. I remember this. I forgot the country, but yeah, you can introduce the credit systems. By helping voluntarily, you will gain more points, right? So
So how about reaping the development of other countries? Like we can invest in Africa, like to build infra and can shift our population based on there.
Okay.
And
Wow.
avail their shift,
Okay.
like, we can avail their.
What will they do? And the next 3 billion population.
Them also-
No. The problem is the next 2 billion population that is going to be added to the world is going to come from Africa.
Yes.
So they have their own demographic dividend problem and inequality
We
problems.
can use them in like in a better progressive way.
You know,
so that
Haryana people are not allowing, Andhra guys to come and work there. You are talking about African demographic dividend. See, again, it's not realistic. Let's not go there. Yes?
You shared a Gleisman article on isolation.
Hmm.
So it considered this introduction.
Hmm, hmm.
The senior
Hmm,
citizen
hmm,
is, be digitally literate so that he can be busy the whole day. So that can also digital literacy and digital.
Yeah, again, it is not going to solve the problem of poverty or taking care, right? See, only she was well off. She was a retired professor or something. She could afford all those things. I'm talking about someone, who is working as an informal labor. Clear?
Some portion of the population consists of those.
Yeah, definitely.
That portion can be taken.
I do understand. See, again, we are not talking of the well off, right? Somebody will take care of them somehow. So people are already buying plots. I told you, right? That is a booming business in Hyderabad right now, throughout the country actually. No confidence motion, all of you remember, right? What is no confidence motion? What happens if it doesn't pass? Government will? Chakri, what will happen? So there will be re-election?
if it does not pass,
If the government does not, if the present government in power fails to prove its confidence or strength in the house, will there be re-elections? May or may not, right? It's like alternative governments can be formed. It's not like that particular chief minister has lost. Those MLAs can support someone else from outside or inside, and alternative governments can be created. So if the question, unless it explicitly says automatically elections will happen, it's a false statement. Yes or no? It's not automatically. If no confidence motion is not passed, automatically elections doesn't happen. Only when there is no clear cut majority elections will happen. Nuts and bolts. Okay. Target judicial patriarchy, not the judge. Self-explanatory article. Faizan Mustafa got an opportunity to bash Supreme Court and he happily does it spectacularly. Okay, using empirical data. So try not to remember all the case names or all these things. As I told you, we have to see the positives and negatives. Yesterday I told few positives, right? And he doesn't talk about the sexual harassment of Justice Gogoi for some reason. That should be included. That is the queen. That is jewel of the judiciary. Yes. The rest all cases you can go through. Occasionally you can write down some case names which you think are very important. And judges, lawyers, people, victims, perpetrators, all these people come from the society. If the society is patriarchal, you are a product of your society. You may or may not know that you are being patriarchal. What is a very benevolent action for you might be a very patriarchal act. Yes or no? In the mind of the panchayati head, he is giving a very good chance for the girl to get a life, to move on in his mind. But he is not understanding that he is reinforcing patriarchy, because he doesn't even know there is something called as patriarchy. Yes or no? Unless you prepare for UPSC or you are a sociology option. Yes or no? Why will you know what is patriarchy? Honestly tell me, before coming to UPSC, how many of you knew there is something called as patriarchy? Knew explicitly? Like I don't believe half of you anyhow. Okay, probably subconsciously, yes, like you noticed, but you didn't know this is patriarchy. Yes, even every family will have patriarchy. It's not like anyone is immune from patriarchy. Okay, consciously or subconsciously, and that is a very big barrier for a society to break out and come. And we should be happy that we are moving away from that particular trend. At least now, thanks to media outlets, social media, everybody are heroines wearing the T-shirt "Rip Patriarchy," and everybody is at least googling what is patriarchy. Yes or no? So celebrity social media has a positive effect. Rest in peace, patriarchy. Is it true? Is it happening in the society? No.
That it is getting more and more reinforced.
Patriarchy is reinforced is what Rajani is saying. Anyone wants to agree with that statement?
First, there are more people aware of something called patriarchy.
Hmm.
So I think
It's a positive step. Okay.
Moreover, it takes a lot of time to get rid of patriarchy. It's not-
Lot of time to get rid of patriarchy. Okay.
Like ignorance in the system, just as caste is associated with the politics in India.
Okay, so I will also throw some petrol into the fire, right? Like I will say only men can break this patriarchal cycle.
No, I don't agree with
Only men are capable enough to bring women out of this patriarchy cycle.
I don't.
To a certain extent, yes, but
No?
not, but without the
it's
help
not
of
men
other
as
section.
capable, it's men who has to change.
Men who has to change. Men has to pull out women out of patriarchy, right?
Men have to
Women has to pull. Somebody should support. Let's say let's say a girl wants to marry someone. Yes. So a fellow man or some uncle or somebody should talk to the father. Okay, let her marry. Only he is breaking the patriarchy, right? Okay. No.
Many women in our country also
Hmm.
has patriarchal mindset.
That is what I'm saying. Only men have that voice, right? So only the patriarchal men can break patriarchy.
Like it's like having a helping hand, but the other side, the hand should be present. the other
No,
hand should be
I'm
present.
telling like it's like that Matrix movie, right? I'm a code. Only I have the power to break the code. Yes or no?
Sir, it's like you can't change mindset of.
I'm speaking their own language, right? Because I'm a man, I can speak their own language. I can make them understand.
Yeah, it's absolutely okay.
Oh, so
Anybody breaking patriarchy is important.
okay, fine. So you are finally agreeing that only men can break patriarchy. I won. Okay. So jokes apart, the thing is that is not how things are supposed to work. That has to come from at a societal or a deeper understanding at a family level. Only the person of like the mother and father of that particular person, I mean they should not have a say, but giving into Indian ethos, they will have some kind of say. Okay, that has to change slowly. The uncles, the aunts, all these people having a say is something patriarchal. Okay, the group discussions has to end. Again, we are very far from all those things. Even the most educated girls, even IAS, IPS, when you become IAS, IPS also, your father will still have a say. Don't marry that Gujarati guy just because he's an IRS. Okay, so you understand, right? So patriarchy is not going to die even if you become a IPS officer or a IAS officer. Okay, probably will have more say. Clear? Okay, yes, and enough of patriarchy, right? The fire-wise, the disaster management article. So very self-explanatory article. We have read it hundreds of times. Disaster management. The most important thing is to go for piecemeal or small changes in the first place. The building codes. See, all problem starts with municipality reforms or reforms at the municipal level. Whenever you give permission to a particular building, it is supposed to have certain norms. The building codes have to be followed. But if you take 8 out of the 10 buildings that have been constructed, they don't follow these kind of norms. The passages are very narrow, or they don't have the sprinkler systems, they don't have the fire extinguishers. Yes, have you seen a fire extinguisher? Steps have to be enforced. But this is not the top priority of any system. Yes or no? That is why institutional and governance reforms have to be introduced. Inspector Raj is what prevails, right? A auditing officer will go and he will say everything is fine. Yes, or he will be given a certain amount of bribe. So the first and foremost step is don't allow new constructions to be created weak plans or not enforcing the building plans. That is the first victory. Whatever happened till now. From now onwards, at least if you are awake, that sensitization has to take place at municipal levels. Then in urban planning, city wise, if you think about it, a fire engine has to come all the way from Koti to Dilshuk Nagar, hypothetically. You will know the amount of time it will take, the traffic. We don't have any emergency plans, right? Clearing green corridors, we don't have such things. Yes or no? So those drills have to be done, occasionally implemented. So it will take a huge amount of money for the state. That is why states don't implement all these things. And for a city like Hyderabad, it is totally dependent on the state for the revenue, right? It doesn't have a revenue of its own. Yes or no? Unlike in the Western countries, mayor of a city is very powerful. For us, mayor is just a rubber stamp. Yes or no? All the power lies with political parties. So every city has to develop its own funding mechanism, freedom has to be given, and enforcement has to be done. The moment a building is raided, I know MLA. Yes or no? What will happen?
He will come to the
Everything will be settled. So that putting individual at the heart of everything. See, worst case scenario is even hospitals doesn't have these codes. Any other building, Indian standards chalta hai. At least hospitals, and there are enough cases in India where hospitals are burned down and patients died in ICUs. Clear? Disaster management, man-made disaster.
So can we incentivize or providing some token kind of system?
Already we are giving them lot of benefits, right? They should.
A small amount.
Nothing. No, not a single rupee will be given.
So instead of
No,
bringing separate
you should
police
not
officers-
give money to people for doing their jobs, right? Okay, why you are constructing an apartment? It's your responsibility. Just think about it. A driver sitting in a school bus is a drunkard. Okay, he's taking the 40 kids. It is his responsibility to save the life of the 40 kids. If you are that irresponsible, I cannot give you money for not drinking. Yes or no? You are creating an apartment, you are creating a mall, you are creating a hospital. Your job is to make sure that every person who enters the building will come out safely. It is your responsibility. I cannot incentivize for you to do your own job. And the entire meaning of rules and regulations will change. Tomorrow, again, not you, but the same logic. Tomorrow I will start giving money for not breaking the red light. If everybody is breaking the red light, you will stop and say, take 10 rupees. Next time, please don't break the signal. What will happen? Just to get the 10 rupees, everybody will start breaking the signals. It's an unnecessary evil, right? So rules and regulations are there to protect the human life. If every human life is treated as important life, automatically things will change. Okay, I hope you get the idea. Don't incentivize what should be done by default. Right, these are, yeah.
Ordinary people also should know regarding this. Like they must be aware of the things actually. Like what are the norms of building should do.
Building code, see, that is what I'm saying. Again, that is fault of government there also. The building code book is sold for huge amount of money. It's not made available for everyone. It should be given by default to every person. And just like the company accounts, right? Every CA will sign, and if the accounts are found faulted, the CA will be blamed. In the same way, the engineer has to be suspended. The license of that particular engineer should be taken away. Then probably enforcements will increase. Municipal reforms, administrative reforms, urbanization reforms, urban funding reforms, mayoral reforms, huge amount of investments has to be done. So again, tomorrow we won't discuss about it, right? So you will forget, I will forget, governments will also happily forget. Clear? Yes. No. Plowing new furrow into agriculture regulatory system. I don't know why we have to throw one more regulator into agriculture. Yes. So his intention is not probably the word regulator. His intention might be smoothing the policy changes. So that would have been a much better choice of expression. What he meant by regulator system is making sure you are making all these things available to the farmers. For example, if you see this, seeds, fertilizers, water, machinery, livestock, plant health, access to finance. These things should be available to the farmer very, very easily. That is the ultimate goal. Again, most of the farmers in India don't take the government's help. There are enough apps, government apps, TV channels, Kisan channels, ICAR, agricultural scientists, agricultural officers, central level, state level, NGO level. There are so many facilities that are available, but the problem is the right hand is not talking to the left hand. All the research done by the agriculture departments are not being discussed with the farmers or vice versa. It's not like to blame anyone. Both are equally at fault. Okay. Now the new ecosystem that is coming into agriculture is startups. People who are fed up with software jobs or any other kind of jobs, they are now entering into agriculture. That's a very good thing. Why? Modernization will flow into agriculture very quickly, but the problem is it will push out equal number of people as quickly as possible. Yes or no? Equally true. Now let's not get into that particular discussion. The concept here is government is already trying to ease out all these things. If you see at the fertilizer subsidy, government is planning to remove fertilizer subsidy and make things available. If you take Andhra Pradesh as a case study, we are moving towards that zero budget natural farming. Yes, and at the central level we have Paramparagat Krishi Yojana. Okay. Now at the same time, again Andhra Pradesh as an example, Krishi Vigyan Kendras or Krishi Kendras, Raitu Kendras. What will happen? Farmers will come to that particular community center, and some scientist or someone who is well aware of all these things will educate the farmers. So you are decentralizing the agricultural process. Okay, instead of saying adding one more regulator, what he actually meant is make sure that farmer is getting a good quality of seeds. The traditional knowledge of saving seeds for the next cropping system, that is gone. Yes or no? Very few farmers are actually doing that, and everybody is now buying hybrid seeds, and they may or may not be good. Again, the problem is administrative rather than the farmer's problem. I buy XYZ company seeds and it doesn't yield results. So who gave permission to XYZ company to pack those seeds? There was a case in Punjab, I guess, right? BT brinjal seeds were being sold in Indian ground, and the farmers have planted BT brinjal. BT brinjal seeds were not given permission for field trials or for large scale mass farming, but those seeds came into India, right? So the fertilizers and all these are more about administrative problems. Securing water, I don't know what to say. Yes, even now 50% of India is monsoon dependent. We are going for canals, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, micro irrigation, per drop more crop, Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana. Yes, again we are a rain-fed country, and agriculture irrigation is not available in all the places. Registering machinery, again Uberization of machinery will happen. Yes or no? See, again some startup will come, some agricultural startup will come, and he will create something like a Swiggy. If you need a tractor, if you need a plow, if you need sprinklers, all you need to do is book them for one day. They will come and they will do it professionally. The hard work that a farmer feels is done by some company, and all he has to do is pay certain amount of money. And if the villagers are smart, what will they do? They will collate. Yes or no? So automatically in a particular season, a machinery will come and everything will be done automatically. So Uberization is automatically happening, and I think there are already startups in this particular system. Okay, and it will reduce the cost of missions for the farmer. Yes, but the thing is, it will take certain amount of time for it to reach to the rural masses, but within 3 years it can be achieved. Next, sustaining livestock protection, plant health, the trading food and accessing finance. Every step government has done some or the other system. Easing priority sector lending rates. Yes or no? All those things have been done. Now the problem is, this is all good in theory. When it comes to practice, implementation gaps are there. That has to be rectified. That is what he means by regulatory system. This is what he means. Why whatever we are doing is not reaching the last man in the line. Where is that gap? There is this PM Kisan TV, I guess, Kisan TV. They tell all the good stuff about agriculture, but why people are not implementing it? So if you see news articles nowadays, the Better India, other websites, they will say couple from New Zealand gave up their software job and now producing 80 acres of land. When two people who are educated can create a greenhouse and do lot of cropping, why not a farmer from our own state is not able to do that? Where was that communication gap?
Awareness technology.
And why? It's not like I don't know, right? ICAR is in Rajendra Nagar. So why didn't you have that? You know, whose fault? That is what has to be solved. Okay. And now, unfortunately, what happens by looking at that couple or some other upcoming agricultural startup, more and more people will try to replicate them. And again, there will be a point of saturation. And let's say you have 80 lakh rupees, you will invest such huge infrastructure. A normal farmer cannot even dream about 80 lakh investment. Clear? Hydroponics. All of you go to Subway, you eat lettuce. Yes or no? So hydroponics are a very popular way to produce lettuce, or else you have to import from abroad. So investment for hydroponic farms is very high. Yes. So a normal farmer cannot even dream about all these things. So in my understanding, that is what he meant. All these things have to be smoothened out. The last man in the line should get the benefit of all these achievements. But the problem is, by the time he is ready to reap the benefits, he will be pushed out because of the technological changes. Yes or no? Let's think about it. I have all the technology and money in the world. I have venture capitalist. I will come and say, why do you have to suffer? You give up the land. I will take care of it. I will create a 1,000-acre greenhouse or something. Okay, I will give you 50,000 rupees per month or 40,000 rupees per month. Yes, it's a good thing. It's a good deal for a farmer in a way. But what will he do apart from farming? He is pushed out of the farming indirectly, right?
The farming sustainable lifestyle, like ZBN, not only agriculture, along with the related activities also can be.
Allied activities. Again, the same thing, right? The milking missions, everything. So you will lose your livelihood. Everything will be digitized, right? Modernized.
So ultimately, at one point of time, we need to come from the agrarian economy
To industrial economy, but both are not happening simultaneously. That is the problem. Yes.
Sir, can we look for that concept where the government buys the land and employs farmers to do farming?
Land bank.
The government buys a certain plot of land in, let's say, one village,
Mhm.
and the farmers will be employed on that land.
Okay. Or else the government is arguing that contract farming will help. You keep your own land, but all of you pool your land together for 100 or 1,000 acres. You do your own agriculture and all those things. But again, we have to see how companies will take this, how things will go from this point onwards. Yes. It's a good article by Mr. Ahmed. It's a reality check. So, I don't know how many of you understood this article. Sorry. What is the summary of this article?
what which we say as acting as a deterrent.
Mm-hmm.
There are three things here. One is India, China, and Quad.
Mm.
He says that India has less stake in West Pacific, and the Quad focuses more on West Pacific and Indo-Pacific.
Hmm.
And there's Quads. There's a lack of strategic vision.
Hmm.
As Quad focuses mostly on maritime security,
Hmm.
it doesn't focus on Asian mainland.
Hmm.
So that might be a problem that India faces with China,
Hmm.
because India is the only country in the Quad
Hmm.
that shares boundary with China.
Hmm. Okay. Sindhu?
I think formalization of the Quad is more required.
Is not required.
Is required.
That is your takeaway from the article. Okay. Yes, Nihar?
Quad doesn't have a completely strategic move. It only focuses on maritime security and not elsewhere.
Hmm.
And India has to take more proactive with Quad and without Quad when dealing with China.
Very good. Okay. Yes, Santosh.
Should India should focus more on settling border issues mostly. And on the other side, India he says that Quad is not strategic, but it helps India to be all-round, like security provider concept also. So India must simultaneously focus both on border side and in North Maritime security issues.
Very good. Okay. So always remember here Quad is useless. That is what he is arguing. Okay, that is point number 1. So there is no other way to conclude else otherwise, at least from this particular article. And it is true in a sense. That is what Mr. Shamsharan also argues, because Quad is a geographical creation according to the Prime Minister Modi, right? That is what India has always agreed. Quad is not a mechanism to target China. Quad is a mechanism to create free flow of trade and commerce. That is all Quad will actually do, and Quad cannot be converted into a military organization. If you see 2020 GS paper 3, they have asked this question explicitly. Quad is moving away from military bloc to trade bloc, right? So that is the question, not the other way around. Quad is a trade bloc, now moving towards military bloc, but UPSC has asked opposite. Okay, so be very clear when you read that particular question. Point number 1, Quad is an idea of USA to control China using India, right? And as he rightly mentions, all the 3 countries have their own maritime interest in the West Pacific, not in the Indian Ocean. But it will be totally wrong to assume that there are no benefits for India. We clearly have a good advantage to control the entire Indian Ocean, and India cannot do it alone, only through the power of these, especially USA, right? Not Japan or Australia. Only through USA we can control the entire Indo-Pacific zone. That is advantage for India. But at the same time, we cannot give an impression to China that we are moving away from China and towards USA. That is its biggest apprehension, right? As I told you, dictatorial countries have 2 fears. One is you joining hands with the enemy, that is getting closer to USA. And the second one is you taking away my piece of land, that is Tibet. And you cannot solve both these issues by again moving closer to your enemy. Yes or no? The more you move towards USA, the more you start, Quad as a military organization. The more you try to formalize Quad, you are officially saying China, yes, whatever you are fearing is a truth, and that is not going to help you mend relations with China. That is the summary of this particular article. Clear? So Quad, in a sense, we are being used, we should also use them. There is no 2 ways about it. We cannot defend Indian Ocean on our own capability, at least as of now. We will definitely use USA's help to maintain some strength in the Indian Ocean. We will improve our trade. We will make sure that our trade is flowing freely. But at the same time, by confirming all the fears of China, we cannot try to solve the boundary issue with China again. Because as he rightly points out, when there is an issue, if there is an issue, okay, nobody is going to come to your own rescue. And the trade balances between those 2 countries are very high. As if you remember the Happy Man Jacob article, China, Japan and Australia have very good trade relations. Ours is peanuts in comparison to their trades. Clear? So be very clear about it. This is a very good article. It is not critical of any policy. At the same time, it is giving you a reality check. We have to solve the border issues China. That is what we are doing. Yes or no? The recent withdrawal from the Ladakh area and all those things shows that we still have a chance to mend fences with China. That has to be a top priority for India, because China cannot tomorrow come and start parking its submarines in Indian Ocean. Yes or no? Clear? Because at that time, it's not only India's that will be facing the heat, every other country. So coalitions will be created. But when you do something in Ladakh, coalitions cannot be created based on that. Yes, so that is the smartness of the entire article. Yes?
So previously India is more hesitant to go against China, right? But after Ladakh standoff, it is going towards Quad as a good thing.
So that is what Mr. Jaishankar also said, right? Our own national interests will be prioritized. By formalizing Quad, what are we gaining?
At least it will act as a deterrent against.
It is already acting. Again, that's an argument that we want to believe, right? Quad will act as a deterrent. Quad will act as a deterrent. But the problem is, when did Quad act as a deterrent? Let's say, having nuclear weapons acted as a deterrent on Pakistan. From 1991, were there no attacks on India? If Quad acted as deterrent, why will China go for the cyber attacks or the Pangang Tso adventure? Okay, so China is telling you, don't do any adventures in Indian Ocean. I am going to keep punishing you. If you want to confirm it by officially going with China, the problem is you are choosing one superpower over the next superpower. Yes, and America cannot be a superpower forever, and that is not India's nature, right? India's foreign policy has always been friends with everyone. By officially aligning ourselves with China, you are saying that Jaishankar is opposing his own stand. Jaishankar always said we will not join any groupings. India will never join any bloc. India will always be independent. So even now Quad we are not joining, but we are using Quad to make sure if there is a threat, and again it's hypothetical, if there is a threat, USA will come to our rescue. It may or may not happen. Clear? Again, at least I didn't ask what you know, I said what he wrote. Okay? Yes.
Sir, we also don't want any other country to involve in the
Bilateral issues. Yeah. See, again, that is what I am saying, right? Continuously China is saying, we can still have doors open. And please understand, USA or China are the superpowers that are left. All the patriotism aside, we are not on par with both of those countries. We cannot afford to be in the bad books of either of those countries. At the same time, we cannot confirm the forces. And clearly, as Shyam Sharan writes, if India is investing in the Quad, we are ignoring our Western security. I told you, right? We are ignoring this entire zone. We are focusing only on this area. And that too, hypothetically, there are no guarantees. Tomorrow, Australia might withdraw if things get better. Once COVID settles down in 2023, again Australia might withdraw. Yes? Even now, no company is leaving China. Everybody dreamt, okay, all the countries will vacate China, they will come out. Yes? Are they coming out? Yes? Yeah. That's it. So this is again diaspora doing a lot of things. Government of India is vehemently opposing. Formulas discussed in UK is gross interference. This is none of your business. It's internal matter of the nation. This is also equally true. Cyber volunteer program has been rolled out for cyber hygiene. I don't know what it means. Okay, for cyber hygiene promotion. Okay, unfortunately you have to use those terms in your answer writing. So as we have discussed it earlier only, whether it's a good idea or a bad idea is a lot more things. Mizoram awaits direction on refugees. I told you, it's an important article. Yes, there is no explanation why government is not planning or not, what government is planning to do with all these refugees. Okay, if we do, we have problems. If we don't do, then also we will have problems. Okay. Prelims question, National Human Rights Commission. It has been amended in 2019, right? So please keep an eye on the amended National Human Rights Commission Act. If you are reading old Lakshmikant, make sure you have updated data. Yes, the retirement age has been reduced or increased. Increase it to 70 years. Yes. Again, it's static, right? National Human Rights Commission is prelims question. US plan for Afghanistan raises concern. So USA has forced India into the discussion table. but the problem is nobody have a clarity on what to discuss. That is the first and foremost thing you have to understand. You went to a hotel, but the bearer is refusing to give you the menu. Okay, you don't know what to order. All you will do is water. Okay, so yes or no? So that must be the obvious thing, right? So in the same way, when the Afghanistan discussions are happening, Taliban is not willing to give up the ceasefire, and America is not going to negotiate without a ceasefire. So what are you going to discuss? What is the role of India in that entire scenario? Turkey is involved, Russia is involved, India is involved. What all these countries are going to do is a huge mystery. Okay, but probably America is dragging all these countries to outsource the security headache. See, America has one play, that is to get out as quickly as possible. That is the only goal for USA. By dragging in all these countries, if you show over enthusiasm, what will they say? Why don't you send some ground troops? India is not in a position to afford to send troops to the Afghanistan. What will happen? Pakistan will project it as a great threat to its security, and it will encourage terrorism. Kashmir will start boiling again. Yes or no? Okay. In the same way, China or Russia, if they are involving, the terrorists will start looking towards them. Yes or no? China has its own glass ceiling. Chechnya, not Chechnya. Crimea, yes, Crimea issue. And at the same time, China has its own Uyghur Muslim issue. Right? Yesterday also we have seen Uyghur Muslims are protesting in Afghanistan and other places. So already that religious connection is there with Russia. So if Afghanistan, if any other country starts proactively doing something, it will be turning the tables against its own self. If India is proactively sending troops or doing something, it will become the enemy number one. And India is not in a position to afford that. Right now, all the focus is on USA. I hope you understand. So it's a good thing we have been introduced, and the bad thing is nothing at the ground reality is going to change, and nobody have a clear-cut idea what is going to happen in the near future. So any kind of compromise with a terrorist is a compromise. So if India accepts any kind of compromised deal, it is going to only hamper its own goodwill. That is also a problematic scenario.
So then how can India support Doha?
We are not supporting, see, we are entering into the discussion table. We are not accepting the outcomes. You can go to a discussion table with it, you know, it's not with terrorists, it's like on the behalf of the US government. Okay, if we are accepting the final statement, yes, India also supports that Taliban should hand over the government, then we are doing something wrong, right? So India may not do that. We'll see how it goes. And there is an article in Indian Express which argues, you know, the women of Afghanistan has to be protected, fundamental rights have to be given to them. So why will Taliban understand all that kind of things? Clear? Yes? Any questions? So the prelims wise UAPA NIA Act, that is important. NHRC is important. Yesterday Bank Board Bureau was important. Afghanistan map pointing is important, and at the same time Myanmar map pointing is also important. Basan Char, how many of you know what it is? Basan Char, how many of you know what it is? Yes, only 4 people. What about the rest of you? Basan Char, what is it? You are Muslims or Rohingya Muslims? Yes, so it is an island near Bangladesh where Bangladesh is sending all the Rohingya refugees for resettlement. It's a temporary protection. Yes, I wanted to discuss this article also. Yes. Future template. So, are not learning from the past. Either way it is true. Yes. So Hong Kong citizens have to stand in a line and they take a test, patriotism test. They pass, they will get a certificate. You are a patriot. Yes or no? You know, humanity is the same race which sends people to Mars. You know, sometimes it surprises me so much. We are such a smart race. We can land a rover on Mars, fly a drone on Mars, create 10,000 sensors to understand the nature of the Mars. Okay, but it is very difficult for us to understand like the basic things like compassion, love, empathy, a fellow human being. The same race. It's not like two different races in two different times. The same race in 2021 March can send a drone to Mars. The same race cannot understand the basics of the other. Yes.
Ultimately, it's individually different.
That is what I'm saying, right?
Like even the country is seeing its
How differently we can work on, like, and we, with all these contradictions, we live happily.
I think everyone should get a saving.
Have say
Please
pain.
understand how we
Yes. Yes. Any questions? No? So read the NHRC. Yes. Bank Board Bureau and other basic details.